What's up, everybody? It's your boy Chris. This is another lovely episode here at Financipation, and this channel is all about making money. It's all about saving money. It's all about building generational wealth, and it's all about financial emancipation from generational poverty. So the thing I want to talk about today, guys, is stacking paper essentially on a budget. A lot of times I hear people say, Chris, I only make $35,000 and I live in Cleveland. I only make $45,000 and I live in Miami. I only make $50,000 and I live in Los Angeles. How in the world do I save money pretty much if I live in major metropolitan cities or I live in rural communities and I don't make a lot of money? So today, guys, I want to go over pretty much a couple little hacks that I did myself very early in my career to save money, because it did not matter how little money I made when I started my career. Every year I was able to save a little bit of money. And today, that's kind of what I would like to go over for this particular video. So the first thing, step number one I want to talk about is this, everybody: create a budget. I know it sounds basic. I know it sounds rudimentary, but you'll be flat out shocked how easy it is to save your money, and more importantly, to know where you're spending your money once you actually figure out where you're spending it and basically create an itemized budget. It doesn't need to be anything complicated. It doesn't need to be anything that an MBA with a finance degree or background or whatever we need to do. Literally just create a Microsoft Excel spreadsheet, create a budget, and then from that budget you can pretty much determine, okay, where am I spending my money? How much money am I spending? How much money am I spending on dates? How much money am I spending at the gym? How much money am I spending at lounges? How much money am I spending pretty much on my extracurricular activities? How much money am I spending toward my student loan debt? How much money am I spending toward my car? If you pretty much put together a budget, you can figure out where you're spending your money, and more importantly, you can also figure out pretty much how to save the money that you're spending. So step number two, get a roommate. I know that sounds kind of bad. I know you don't want another person cramping your style. I know you don't want another dude all up in your refrigerator. I get it, guys. I was a bachelor in Philadelphia. I was a bachelor in New York. I was a bachelor in Chicago. I was a bachelor in Orlando. I was a bachelor in Miami. And throughout the majority of those stops, I had a roommate. And a lot of times I did not necessarily like having a roommate, but I quickly realized that it was very easy to pretty much start stacking paper and start paying off my debts and my bills if I had somebody I live with. So for instance, one of the last places that I lived pretty much was a penthouse in downtown Miami. So every month, my roommate and I pretty much split our bills 50-50 as far as rent was concerned. And that literally pretty much shotgunned a lot of the debt that I was able to pay off. So that's something I'll tell anybody. Get a roommate. I know a lot of times it's not something that you want to do. I know you don't want another person in your space and everything, but I'm telling you right now, people, if you're serious about getting on this financial journey, if you're serious pretty much on building generational wealth, a very easy thing to do before you get married or before you get a serious girlfriend is to get a roommate. And you'll be shocked at how much easier it is pretty much to save your money when you're doing that. Next step, I'll say, get a side hustle. So the name of this channel is Financipation, and in Financipation, I'm teaching you pretty much how to build generational wealth. Well, I'll give you a little tidbit. No billionaire basically became a billionaire by saving money. They became a billionaire by making money. So in other words, you need to figure out an additional stream of income to make your money. Now, it doesn't have to be anything fancy. You can do ride sharing. You can ride Uber. You can do Lyft. You can pretty much get a second job. You can become a personal trainer. You can start tutoring high school students. You can pretty much start picking up an extra shift pretty much at your job. You can walk into a construction site and ask them, do they need anybody to pretty much to help you in regards to being a laborer, a daytime laborer. You can basically figure out different things that you can do. You can you can become a bartender. You can pretty much start working tables. You can do a lot of different things. But basically, people, get a side hustle. And this type of side hustles I'm going to tell you to get, because once again, this is Financipation, I'm going to tell you to get a side hustle that you can pretty much turn into a legitimate LLC and start an actual business with. And I'm having another separate video about that. But in capitalism rewards those pretty much who start businesses. So if you think the way that I thought or whatever, I started a business as my second job. And it was personal training. It was a couple other things that I did. So that's my next tip that I'm gonna tell you all. If you're serious about pretty much saving money, in addition to basically getting a roommate, in addition to basically creating a budget, get a side hustle. And that side hustle, in my opinion, should be a legitimate LLC or a hobby that you have that allows you to stack additional paper. The next thing I will tell you is date in an inexpensive way. I don't want to be one of these financial guys that basically tells you to live in a bubble, not have your life or whatever. I know if you're a young viral man or woman, you are going to go on dates. You're going to have guys asking you out. You're going to be asking chicks out. You're going to be asking girls out. You're going to be going on dates. And there's nothing wrong with that. You're a young man, you're a young woman. You should pretty much be out here potentially finding your spouse or your wife, particularly if you live in a major metropolitan city such as the Philadelphias, the DCs, the New Yorks, the Los Angeles, the Miamis. You're going to be meeting very beautiful women. You're going to want to take them out on dates. My advice of what I would tell any man is pretty much date on a budget. Find that also pool nights, taking your girl on a walk on the beach, ice cream, basically finding that $5 menu pretty much at a very nice restaurant, pretty much, and taking out for dinner and possibly for drinks. Like I said, museum openings, salsa nights, free kickboxing dates, bike rides. These are all potentially ways that you can get to know a young lady or whatever. You can pretty much get to know a woman. You can pretty much date on a budget. And I pretty much figured out ways to take people on 3 or 4 dates and spend less than $20, and they were actually good dates. Stuff like going to museums, stuff like walks on the beach or whatever. Stuff open museum night, galleries, salsa nights, whatever. Something physical, so you can pretty much see what she looked like without her makeup on. So basically, guys, like I said, date on a budget. Whether it's ice cream, whether it's $5 menus at a very nice upscale restaurant, salsa nights, whatever. Figure out a way pretty much to date on a budget. And this leads me to my next point, fellas. Learn to cook. I'm not even gonna get on the whole dating aspect of that, because once again, if you're dating a young lady, you find out what culture she's from. If you learn how to cook her food, I'm telling you, it's gonna be a very good thing for you. So to any man listening to this video, learn to cook. It's gonna make it very beneficial for you. But more importantly, people, on a serious tip, people that know how to cook, generally speaking, are always healthier, and for the most part, they save money. So what I did when I was a bachelor was I pretty much would meal prep for the entire week. So every week, pretty much, I mean, every day, pretty much, I knew exactly what I was going to be eating, what kind of vegetables I was going to be eating, what kind of meat I was going to be eating, what kind of carbohydrates and proteins I was going to be eating. And additionally, on top of learning how to cook, it basically made it that much easier for me to save my money. So another easy way, another very easy, reliable way you can pretty much save your money is to learn to cook. Next thing I'll say, buy a reliable used vehicle. And this was something that I personally struggled with, and it took me a little bit of time to get used to it, but eventually I did. Buy a car, people, that's not new. Buy a reliable, buy a used, but buy a reliable car. See, in capitalism, we kind of have this very funny thing where basically people have this idea, but if you buy a new car, it's going to basically make you, I don't know, keeping up with the Joneses or whatever, or it's going to basically make you seem that much more hip to the game, or pretty much that much more cool. The thing about buying a new car is this, though, people. Literally, the value of that vehicle, and I'm pretty sure you've heard this before, the value of that vehicle drops like a rock the second you drive it off of the parking lot. So what I mean by that, a vehicle's value drops so fast, of the new vehicle, that is, a new vehicle's value drops so fast once you buy it. So basically, people, don't buy new cars. Buy a used car, buy a reliable car, and then eventually you're gonna get to the point where when it is time for you to quote unquote buy a new car, you'll realize, wait a minute, what's the point of doing this? I can buy a reliable car that has less than 5,000 miles on it, and I get the exact same perks. Only difference is it's about 35% cheaper. So people, that's my next step. Buy a reliable or buy a used car. Next 2 steps are pretty much quickly, I'll say, go through them very fast. Take a roll of aluminum foil, right? Ball it up, and throw it in your dryer. It basically, I know it sounds ridiculous, but because of the static that's going to go on that aluminum foil, it's going to dry your clothes a lot quicker. I didn't believe it myself, but I tried it for a couple of weeks, and I started noticing that my electricity bill was a lot cheaper. I know it sounds crazy, but I'm telling you, it works. So literally, take some aluminum foil, ball that thing up, throw it in the dryer, and you'd be shocked how much it works. Next step, unplug all of your electronics. It sounds crazy, but a very large percentage, over 50% of the electrical bills that we have pretty much come from what they call vampire circuits. What a vampire circuit is essentially when you plug something into a wall, it's pulling electricity from it, whether you use it or not. So literally, just by unplugging stuff from a wall, you're gonna actually be saving money every month. So what I do is I hook up a lot of surge protectors in my respective apartments or my house. And then when I'm not home, I drive my wife crazy because I basically start unplugging the surge protectors. And because all my cords are plugged into my surge protectors, it allows me to very quickly cut power to pretty much any room in my house or in any room in our place. And as a result, it makes it that much easier to lower our electric bills. Similar to the aluminum foil ball I throw inside the dryer. I didn't believe this either, but when I tried it, people, I'm telling you, it works. And you pretty much will be shocked how saving $40 to $50 every month on your electricity and your lighting bills over the course of the year, that's $600. Over the course of 10 years, that's $6,000. This kind of stuff, it does add up. It sounds cheesy, but I'm telling you, it works. Next, get a credit card and pay it off every month. Now, I know there's guys out in Tennessee that talk about don't get a credit card. I understand there's people that have this idea that say you should not get a credit card, debt is bad, and I get all of that. And I think it's coming honestly from a very good place because let's be real, when you're young, dumb, and basically not knowing what you're doing, it's very hard to pay off those credit card bills and you're trying to impress an attractive young lady. But I'll be completely real with you, everybody. Get a credit card and pay it off every month. Get that way you get the benefits or whatever, you get the credit card points, you get the travel hacks that come with it, and on top of that you get a lot of other nice benefits that come with it. So I tell anybody, get a credit card, and if you're a minority, believe me, you want to start building that credit, get a credit card and start building your credit. And I'll also say this about credit cards: as long as you pay them off, the benefits far outweigh the means. Don't leave a balance on the credit card, pay the thing off every month long before it's due, and you'll get the benefits that come with having a credit card. Also, when I said create a budget, next step, the reason why I said create a budget is because once you start realizing where your money goes, you start telling it where to go, you're gonna start realizing, wow, I'm spending way too much money on Netflix. I'm spending way too much money on pay-per-views. I'm spending way too much money on happy hours. I'm spending way too much money on gym memberships. I'm spending way too much money basically on dates. I'm spending way too much money on my car. Once you create a budget, you're going to figure out exactly where your money is going, and you're going to figure out exactly where you can cut your bills. And this does not matter whether you make $25,000 or you make $125,000. Once you start figuring out, you start seeing exactly where you're spending your money through this budget, it's going to allow you to figure out where can I cut my bills? Where can I basically start stacking my paper? Where can I start saving more? Why am I only investing 4%? I can invest 6%. So that's why I say create a budget. And the last thing, and the last two steps I'll go into, the last one, basically carry cash. And no, I don't want you to get scared, think I'm gonna get robbed or anything like that. Guys, I lived in 4 murder capitals or whatever. Believe me, you'll be okay. Carry cash, and when you buy things, buy them with cash. So I'm gonna give you a little analogy and a little story that I did one time. So basically, I walked into a mattress factory. At the time, I was having back injuries because I was having back issues because I played a lot of sports and I played them on a very high level, and I was having some back issues. So I needed to invest in a very, very good bed. So I basically walked into a mattress factory, and it was a $2,000 mattress that I wanted. I walked up to the dude, and I made sure that I went on during a time period when not a lot of people was in the store. So I asked him what kind of mattress I should go with. We pretty much went back and forth about talking as far as which one I should select. And the mattress that I selected basically cost about $2,000. So basically, I counted 16 $100 bills in front of this guy and told him, this is all I'm going to pay for this. The guy laughed at me and said, this costs $2,000. So I laughed back at him, picked up my $1,600 and walked out the door. Right before I got to the door, the guy yelled, no, hold, wait. I told the guy, I'm only spending $1,600 for this. And I proceeded to count the money directly in front of him again. So when I put the $1,600 on the table, I said, you can take this or you can leave it. If you take it, I'll basically buy the mattress. I want to ship to my house, and this is the end of our deal. If you don't take it, I'm gonna walk out of that door and I'm gonna spend my money somewhere else. That guy quickly snatched the money up, had me fill out the paperwork, and a week later I was sleeping on my mattress. That doesn't work every time, but you would be flat out shocked how many times I've walked into gyms, I've walked into electronic studios, I've walked into different clothing stores, counted a couple $100 or whatever in front of people and said, this is all I'm paying for this. And the reason why, cash has a certain type of immediacy to it. And once you pretty much start counting cash in front of people or whatever, it puts you in a position where the people, typically speaking, if they see that amount of cash, they figure out a way to pretty much make the deal work. And I've done this pretty much my entire life, and it works. And the last thing I'll say, everybody, is this: negotiate everything. Rich people don't get rich because they pay the top dollar for anything. They don't get wealthy because they pretty much pay exactly what they're told. Rich people negotiate, wealthy people negotiate everything. And on your journey to financial emancipation, everyone, I want you to start thinking in that mindset. Okay, this costs $25,000. I think I can pay $22,000 for it. Okay, this costs $1,500. I think I can get this basically for $900. Okay, this costs $45,000. I think I can get this for $40,000. You'll be flat out shocked when you start basically accumulating some assets and some types of wealth, how quickly people are willing to do business with you. If you basically come correct, you have cash, and you basically say, no, I will not spend this price for it, but I will give you 85% of the price. So With that, guys, that's like I said, I just wanted to kind of go through different steps that I've done over the years, pretty much to save money, and different skills that I've used pretty much to stack paper. And as I tell everybody, people, I don't care whether you're making $25,000 or whether you're making $250,000. It doesn't matter whether you're living in the Los Angeles or the South Hill, Virginia types. No matter where you live, you can pretty much figure out ways to live on a budget and live beneath your means. And also another beautiful thing about it is that it does not matter what you're into, what your hobbies are, where you live, what kind of car you drive. You can always figure out different ways to save money and to stack paper. So with that, guys, as I said, everybody, as I tell everybody here at Financipation, this channel is all about making money. It's all about saving money. It's all about building generational wealth, and it's all about financial emancipation from generational poverty. So please like, please comment, please subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Take it easy, everybody. Peace. Peace.